Welcome back, everyone. I'm Jason Brooks from PhenomenalDocs.com. I want to touch on a subject that I think is fairly important for physicians, and it probably is not overly emphasized in the formal training. And that is, what do we do, or how can we function better in situations of setback and failure? What is it that we can do to rebound from those? I've had many conversations over the years with the physicians I've worked with, and I've asked them what some of their strategies are. And most of them will tell you that they've developed a bit of a personal framework that works for them, and the elements of which I'm going to share with you today. Now, the first thing that happens as human beings, of course, is there's an emotional experience. And I think perhaps far too often in fields such as medicine, or even any other high-pressure field such as that, we kind of want to short-circuit that initial emotional experience, which makes the rest of the processing all the more difficult. That in fact, the first thing that we need to do is feel fully whatever it is that's come up. It might be fear, it might be guilt, it might be shame, anxiety, whatever the emotion is, we can't short-circuit that experience. So feel it fully, and that if you do that properly and sufficiently, you'll experience a bit of a catharsis effect. There's a release from it. And once we've had that emotional processing component, now we can shift to the more intellectual processing side of the equation. And now that's the time where you want to connect with colleagues, break down whatever the experience was, and figure out how can I draw some lessons from that A, will make me better in the same situation next time, and B, that I will share with other people to either help normalize a similar experience if they have had that, or at the very least prevent them perhaps from suffering the same kind of mistake or error, if that's the case, what it was in the future. If we do these two things, feel fully, draw the lessons, and share those with others, we come to earn the right to forgive ourselves. And at the end of the day, that's all that we can do with these experiences. We don't have the ability to go back in time and change them. What we can do with the experience is what we can do with it. And so I often encourage people that it's about honoring those experiences, earning the right to forgive ourselves, and in doing so, we allow ourselves to move forward with a sense of hope and acceptance. We will never forget, those very difficult outcomes and experiences. They'll stay with you forever. But I think you have an ethical obligation to do all you can to find a way to assimilate it and make it a part of your life and a part of your practice, and to move forward sharing that lesson. And the other thing is, I've heard from people, is you can save some of that experience and use it as fuel. There's people that I've talked to that say, you know what? It's 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm dead tired and I don't think I have any energy to make one more decision, and there's something challenging that comes up that requires me to spring into action. And at times they'll channel that very difficult and perhaps painful experience to summon them. That fear kind of gives them that extra bit of jolt that brings extra focus and energy that perhaps they otherwise would not have had. So this is a very important process and idea, I think, for people to begin to wrap their heads around. Do take the time to ask your colleagues what their particular processes are, and remember that if we can begin to delve into this more effectively and to honor the emotional experience, we'll be far more better at breaking the intellectual processing part of it as well. Thanks again.